Hello and welcome to the Lizzie Boeck Show, starring Lizzie Boeck. As you can see, we got a microphone this week, a real one, thanks to our sponsors. Today's show, we have on assistant coach Brad Nelson.
How's it going, Lizzie?
I'm going great. And here we have little assistant coach Brad Nelson, aka Josh.
How's it going, Lizzie?
Welcome to the show, guys.
Well, thanks for having us. We're very honored.
Anytime, I'm honored to have you.
I love my job.
That is good. That is really good. Coach Nelson, so you've been with the program for 11 years now.
Yep.
How's it been going?
It's been going real well, Lizzie. Obviously, my hair color's changed throughout the 11 years, but with the addition of Josh and people like yourself, things have gone really well, and glad to see you got a microphone.
That's good. I'm glad to have it. Thanks a lot, Jenny Nelson.
Oh, wow.
Wife of Coach Nelson.
Wow, did not know that.
Yeah, it's pretty special. Josh!
Lizzie.
Josh, when did you join us?
3 years ago.
3 years ago, my sophomore year. I believe I remember a special time at Iowa when I just about broke Josh's nose.
Brutal.
In our
Bloody
post
nose.
perimeter splits. Josh was playing defense, and he ran into my elbow. I mean, I didn't swing it. He ran right into it. Bloody nose, walks off the court. And I believe, was it Coach Oakland at the time?
Yeah, he told me to play through it. I'm like, I'm bleeding.
He told him to play through it, but Josh walked off the floor.
I love my job.
Josh loves his job.
He loves his job. That's good. Coach Nelson, you're kind of a natural in front of the camera. I've noticed.
A little bit.
Why do you say that is? Have you had experience with the camera?
Well, I actually have, Lizzie. A lot of people don't know this, but some people unfortunately do know this, that one of my college jobs, back after my sophomore year in college, I was an extra on movies and TV shows. I lived in Hollywood for 3 months and really became comfortable behind the camera, and that's why you're seeing me today feel so comfortable on this show. But I was on Baywatch, Beverly Hills 90210, just to name a few, a couple Sylvester Stallone movies. It was a pretty big deal. And
wow, you're kind of a big deal, Coach.
Yeah, I think some of the team was entitled to see part of my, I think, Baywatch scenes. I was also on Sleepwalkers. If you want to watch me, you can see me on that one. But yeah, it was a great opportunity, and I thought that I'd end up going into the movies on that side of things. It just didn't materialize, and I ended up into coaching basketball,
which you're very good at. Do you think you
thank you,
could?
Lizzie.
Do you think you could reenact your scene from Baywatch? I remember it, but I want the audience to see.
You know, Lizzie, it's been a long
What Coach
time
Nelson
ago.
did.
I mean, I showed a lot of concern for somebody who was drowning, and David Hasselhoff went in the ocean and saved them. And I was very concerned. I was wearing some nice sunglasses at the time, but
I'll be David Hasselhoff.
We could try that, but
let's do
I
this.
really be.
Let's do this, Josh. You be the body that they're carrying off. Let's, we'll
I don't think we
pretend
have
the body.
enough room.
We don't have
The
enough.
body
We
is
don't have
right
enough.
here.
Lizzie,
The
we
body
don't
is
have
right
enough
here.
room.
You show
Lizzie.
us what you do, Coach.
I was just in concern.
he was very concerned. Very concerned. Oh, but let's not forget he had on sunglasses.
Yeah, they were a little bigger. Sunglasses in the early '90s, not quite as hip as today.
Here we go.
That's much better. And I was just kind of checking to see if she was all right. I would turn. Now, when you're an extra, so you can't talk, so you can only mimic like words.
So, like...
But that's as you become a good extra, you learn how to really make it seem real. And so I was probably, I'll take these off. I know that was very good, but I was probably worked about 50 different days. I had all sorts of different roles, and it was a lot of fun.
You get paid for that?
I got paid pretty well, actually.
Wow.
You get paid pretty well, yeah. It was a lot of fun. I'd recommend anybody in college looking for a good summer job, move out to Hollywood. Now, I was fortunate because my best friend from high school had a place there, so I lived there for free. So you'd have to have some lodging, Josh.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a career in acting, I think.
Always a career. See, I didn't realize this. A lot of people don't realize that everybody in a movie or TV show is getting paid. I mean, they don't just pick up random people. So I had an agent and everything.
Except for this TV show.
Now, if you would have seen some of the other people that had agents, you wouldn't think it was that cool a job. I wouldn't say it was the top echelon of people in Hollywood, California, but you got to eat for free and hang out with the celebrities and all that stuff. It was a lot of fun.
So where can I sign up for this?
Well, I think you'd have to fly out to Hollywood and find a place and then get an agent for it to be an extra. And if you have a dog and you bring your dog, you get like extra money or your car's in it.
So could I borrow Angel for the week?
No, absolutely not. I can't give you my dog. I love my dog.
I do for Coach Nelson, and yet it's fine.
That'd be an NCAA violation.
That
You
would
can't
be.
give
It
away-
would be. You're right. You're right.
Pretty
We
sure.
don't want to break any
Dog was
rules.
$125.
Well, thanks for talking about all that. That was really awesome. We got to see the Baywatch episode that he was in. It took us a while to find him. But
Yeah, if you
when
ever
we
want
did,
it,
we were very
to be able to
excited.
be on part of the show, I'd certainly
For
probably
sure.
oblige for a small fee.
For sure. That's great. We will be right back with a little more from Coach Nelson and Josh, little Coach Nelson, right after these messages. Welcome back to the show. Over the break, we were discussing Coach Nelson and his Baywatch days, and he told us that when they record episodes, they go through 25 takes. And I said, well, we only do one take on the show, and you better get it right the first time.
A lot more pressure. They get paid a lot more.
There's a lot more pressure.
We are not getting paid for
Josh, I've been meaning to ask you.
I am. You're not
have...
getting paid?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I love my job. I do anything.
You know what? I'll just let
Gotcha.
Coach Nelson take over the show. I mean, he's not...
I mean,
You're probably wondering why I
I am
two
wondering
balls in a
why
bag.
you have 2 basketballs and a pad. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Josh?
Well, I mean, I will. I got this. We pulled a prank onto Jody.
Coach DeJody.
Coach
that is.
DeJody.
Coach DeJody. Yeah.
He's in
we
there.
met him last week.
It's probably the most enjoyable moment of the season. Would you agree?
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Besides winning.
It was fun. I mean, I know you know a little bit about it, but it was. I mean, at his expense, and he was a good sport about it. But
Basically,
it's
it
been-
was
Why don't you guys take us through it? I enjoyed this story, and I think everyone else will
it's
too.
been a life-changing experience for Josh.
Oh,
and,
man.
Well, we were playing it at. I'll take over here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
We were.
Let me just go on.
No, please
No,
hold the
stay.
microphone.
It's your show.
Hold the microphone,
Please.
please. We were playing at Creighton and at Drake, and we had worked out that Coach Jody was going to recruit on Friday night. We played Creighton on Thursday, so he drove separately. So we were fortunate enough to beat Creighton and had some lunch, practice, whatever. Went to Des Moines. Well, Coach Jody stayed behind to watch a high school game. So we were staying out in West Des Moines, Jordan Creek area, and we were going to go eat, I think, at
Champs.
At Champs, at Jordan Creek Mall. Well, you know, it was kind of a boring evening, nothing going on. So on the way there, I just decided I'm going to see if I can pull some sort of prank, and it became a lot bigger than I ever thought it'd be. So I just sent to Jody an instant message. I said, "Josh is an idiot." Pardon, sorry. It was just.
Wow,
it was
that's
all part
really
of the prank.
nice.
I know. And then I
So
Take
then,
it
no,
longer,
no,
though,
that's
fine.
we can't. We'll try and go faster version.
I mean, I tried to tell you that let's convince him that something happened.
Oh, absolutely. So
then-
it took about 10 minutes for him to bite on it.
Yeah.
And he goes, "What happened?" I said, "He missed the bus to go to dinner, and Coach Warren is not happy, and she's making him take a taxi right now to get to dinner." And he was like, "What? How could he do this?" And I said that, well, he was on the phone, and Dallas, his roommate,
Student trainer.
was down in the lobby. So Josh insisted that we said 6:30, but it was 6:20, and I tried calling him, and he wouldn't answer, and then Dallas tried calling him, and he wouldn't answer, and Coach Warren said 6:20, we're gone. And when I called him, he kept saying that I was told 6:30, and Coach Jody. So as the dinner went on, I kept sending an occasional text. I said it's not good, and the mood's really ruined and everything. And so Coach Jody was obviously worried. And so then when we went back from dinner, that's when we got Josh involved. And Josh did a phenomenal job of acting. I mean, he might have a career.
I got a career.
So we all went into my room, and at this point we filled the team in, and Coach Warren a little bit, but not totally. And so Josh called Coach Jody all shaking and had one of the most
voice.
inspirational talks probably or conversations of your life.
He basically
We were all in my room, and
Yes.
we had the phone on speaker.
and I was trying so hard not to laugh because Nelson was like, and Dallas was just laughing, and I had to like just face the wall, so I would just be like, I don't know what to do. Like, Coach Warren, she hates me. And he's like, look, you screwed up. And then
Right, but remember we told him that he kept saying, well, who told you 6:30? Who told you 6:30? You go, one of the players I can't remember. He said, well, it doesn't matter. If you can't remember, then 6:30 doesn't count. So,
yeah,
you know, Coach Jody was pretty shook up. Josh was very shook up. And,
I played it off well.
But the funny part about it is, as it went on, Coach Jody started to come out and kind of get on Josh as a manager, saying, "I don't think that you really do your best job at all times."
Oh,
and
no.
that was kind of part of the significance.
And then he told me that he's like, I'll be honest, you don't always do your job. You're not an assistant coach. You can't sit around and put your feet up and watch ESPN on the road.
Yeah, he did say that.
And then he said, at the beginning of practice, you need to be there with 2 balls and a pad.
So now Josh goes everywhere with 2 balls.
I do
and a
not
pad.
go anywhere without this.
And, then we told Coach Jody that since he missed the bus to go there, that Coach Warren made him take a taxi home by himself. And that
paid for
the
it.
team was pulling away, and
And
some of the players were laughing, and Coach Warren said, "We will not laugh." I mean, we were just playing it up.
I told him the worst part about it was the bus left and I was standing outside Champs all by myself. And then I just kept telling him, I can't afford this cab fee. He was
He
like,
kept talking, "Can he get reimbursed?"
get reimbursed?
Coach Jody said, "Josh, I took a $20,000 pay cut to take this job." And he wasn't real, he understood on the money, but he wasn't willing to step up and pay some money.
Help me out. I mean, come on.
Then, as soon as he hung up with Jody, I called him, but he didn't answer. Then Josh called him like 3 more times because he said that he went to meet with Coach Warren, and he was talking with his wife at the time, and he wouldn't click over, so then I would call him, and finally he talked to him, and, so had a little bit more conversation that really upset about the cab money and hopefully trying to get that back. Well, now as we've taken this idea further, our whole idea was now that we were going to quote-unquote punk Coach Jody. So we were going to play this all the way out until after shoot-around the next morning for the Drake game, in which Coach Warren was going to inform the team that Josh has decided to hang it up as a manager, and we're going to go out there.
That was very hard for us players to.
And we were going to win one game for Josh. So that night, we all went downstairs. Dallas, Josh, Jody, and myself, and we talked, and we really tried to avoid it. Every once in a while, I'd purposely bring it up, and Josh was just acting rattled. And I remember asking Jody, I said, "I don't know. I don't know if he's going to continue to do this." And Jody said, "I think he's quitting."
I think he's quitting. He said it right to my face.
The next morning, we go to shoot around. Josh was kind of like the black sheep. Nobody really talked to him. He's out there by himself. And we went to practice, and as soon as practice got over, I had Coach Warren go over and talk to Josh. Well, the funny thing about it is when we were getting ready to leave for that shoot-around, Shauna, our assistant manager, actually was like almost late, which was not part of the plan. So
that was not supposed to happen. So then we thought
freshman, darn
everybody was
freshman.
freaking out. But before we forgot to say this, before I went to talk to Coach Warren, he sent me this text message.
The text message,
That
it's probably
said,
the greatest
the
text
greatest
message
I've ever seen. It was sent on January 14th at 7:56 p.m.
Coach Adam to Jody.
From Coach Adam to Jody. Stay calm. Don't over-apologize. You messed up. You love your job. It won't happen again.
What great advice!
He was trying to be my father. I mean, he was trying to be a father figure.
It was an inspirational moment.
He tried to help me out.
I'd never heard someone say "don't over-apologize," but that's kind of a motto that we've lived by since then.
Yeah.
And,
So how did this all end out then? Tell the audience.
well, we ended up, he went to the bathroom right away, so I had to go in the bathroom and have him come back, and so he saw Coach Warren and Josh having this conversation, and so he doesn't know what's going on. So then we get on the bus, and Jody's just sitting there, and I'm sitting there, and Josh sits down. Coach Warren just does a great job. She goes to the team. She goes, "Well, unfortunately, Josh has decided that it's time for him to move on. He's going to be here this one last game. I think it's important for what he's given this program that we go out there and we win one for Josh." And then all of a sudden she turned and Coach Jody, "You got punked." But the best part about it was he thought that she was just joking about him quitting as a manager. And then we said, no, the whole thing was a set, and he could not. I mean,
he didn't even know I was on the bus.
He did not
He didn't.
He didn't think you were on the bus.
I was sitting right behind him.
I remember that.
He was really rattled,
and then he was like, "Oh, that's good."
It was an enjoyable time, and since then, Josh always has 2 balls in the pad, and he never over apologizes, and he loves his job.
He does love his job. He says that all the time, and it was a good prank.
Complete change.
Josh, now you are a part-time manager because you go to school a little bit. Are you the only part-time head manager in this league?
Yeah, I think so.
You're up for
He
the...
was only 32 minutes late to practice today, Lizzie. I mean, come on.
School academics first.
No
Student
big deal.
manager.
Josh is no longer available to rebound for me before practices, which is kind of sad. Shauna picks up the slack.
Well, it's fortunate we do have a freshman All-American in Shauna Ducharme that was ready to step in.
Very, very fortunate.
Well, you know, Josh was on the Naismith watch list, final 25 top managers in the country, but unfortunately he did not make the cut to the final 10. That's the rumor.
Yeah, it's rumor. I mean, nothing's
I think the
official
part-time
until
part
it's
kind of
official.
ruined you.
As much as I would love
Coach
to
Jody
keep talking,
not backing
I
him
think
as
we're
a
really
solid-
going over our 10-minute mark. But
But don't you have
As
a
you
new
guys-
sponsor or something
as you
that
guys
can extend this show?
As you guys can all see, Coach Nelson and Josh are very much...
Zip up your
I
coat.
was in for Halloween.
Zip up your coat, Josh.
They get along very well. So
Most of the time. Better than Coach Jody and Josh, I
Yeah.
will say that.
for sure.
I've never said Josh needs
Coach
to
Nelson,
not
you've got a
overpromise.
birthday coming up. 50th, I do believe.
It is
On
50th.
the 23rd.
You're right. You are
All
right.
right, it's his 40th birthday
Ah,
coming
you
up.
tried to get that's really funny.
I think
You're not
Coach
spo- come on,
Nelson's
you're
trying
not
to take
supposed to be
over this
laughing.
show.
I told
Well, this is my
I told
only
you-
hey,
Is there
this is my
anything
only
else?
chance to get back on TV. It's been 20
Absolutely.
years, so I
Coach
wanted
Nelson,
to
is there
enjoy it.
anything else you want anyone to know?
I told you-
The stage is all Coach Nelson's for
Absolutely.
the next minute, Josh.
You look like you're
I will
37.
only be 40. That's the only.
You look
only
like you're
thing.
37.
Feel like I'm 50. Look 37. Thank you, Josh. That's why I like this guy.
Well, as you can see, there's a great relationship bonding going on between these two. We enjoy having them around. It's been a good show, guys.
Well, I hope you enjoy
Thanks.
having me around since I was the one who
Yeah, no kidding.
recruited you to come here.
Absolutely.
Wow,
he did.
wow.
I mean, Josh, I understand, but
Whoa!
I guess he really wants to go into that. Coach
nope,
Nelson
I
took
know
part
you've gone
in
over your
recruiting
time,
me.
but I
I want to say something. The first time I was ever at practice, and then you were making those noises, breathing. I was just like,
the Lizzie wheezes.
I was like, turning to Coach Jay. I'm like, what's wrong with her? Does she like have asthma? Does she need to get checked out right now?
Oh wow, we haven't talked about that yet on this show, but
I think that's next week's show. This is a
Yeah,
great
I mean,
microphone.
great segue.
Lizzie Boeck came in with a little breathing issues when she was a freshman. Took her 4 years to get over those issues. She still has minor episodes every now and then.
Her father's still convinced it's asthma, but that's luckily
No,
it's
he
not.
knows it's not. He knows
No, at
it's
the
not.
time.
Oh, at the time. Nobody really knows. It's not asthma for sure. But we're good.
Emotions.
Emotions. They're overworking us.
Emotional. Never happens, Lizzie.
Absolutely
Never
not.
overwork
You guys would never.
Now, we'll overwork him.
I believe
But he's
that.
only part-time, so it's hard to do.
For sure.
What is this?
Again, thank you. Thank you so much for being on
Lizzie,
our show,
thank you very
guys.
much.
We
It's been an
appreciate it.
honor.
Thank you.
And remember, a big reason you are here is the coaches that are here. That are this.
Absolutely.
I know it's a Lizzie
we would
Boeck
not
show. but
we would not be here without these coaches.
You would not have
Absolutely.
the show without him.
Absolutely.
That's a good
I
point,
will
Josh.
own up to that.
She wore
for
this
sure.
lime green shirt in an
I mean,
all-star game.
obviously,
and I've never
Coach
seen
Nelson
someone
wants
more
all
tired
the
in my
credit
life.
for this.
You wore a
No, I
lime
just
green
want-
shirt.
Part of
You
the
want
credit.
people to understand. People should understand that the coaches. We are in the offices right now.
We
If you
believe
guys didn't know.
in the Lizzie Boeck show long
Absolutely,
before
they
others did
believed
not.
in. They believed in the fact that I could be where I am today, despite all the wheezing.
If we could get
issues
some
I
footage
had.
from that All-Star game where you wore the lime green shirt, I think people would really appreciate the evaluation we made.
I think so too. It takes some good coaches to be able to recruit a Weezer like me.
I got recruited too. So.
You kind of came to us, Jay.
All right, and that's enough. Thank you so much for joining us. We apologize for the craziness of this episode, but we appreciate all your support. Keep watching, and we'll be back next time with another special episode of the Lizzie Boeck Show. We've got 2 road games this weekend. We're playing Thursday at Southern and Evansville
Southern Illinois.
on Saturday.
Salukis.
Salukis.
So, watch that game tracker if you can, whatever. But in the meantime,
Watch that game.
remember, we'll be on next week. If you got nothing else to do, what the heck, watch Lizzie Boeck. Done.